LB, yeah. I've nearly called him DJ
DJ
some.
LB.
Okay, that one features Wizkid and Reminisce. Oh shit is the title, and you're listening to the Drop Spot right here on Metro 97.7. And yes, like we promised, last week we were supposed to have DJ Coublon in the building, but right now he's here in the flesh. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good.
DJ Coublon, speak up now.
I didn't speak up now.
I know. So how's it been?
Man, thank God, man. Been pushing, it's not been easy, Putting in work, every day, it's not been easy like that. All we're trying to achieve is, perfection. At least even though it's imperfect, but that's our goal.
Okay, at this stage in your career right now, how many projects are you working on at the same time?
At the same time,
Yeah.
I have to just take it one after the other.
Because I know a lot of people are calling you.
The thing is, I'm just the person who can just manage, the type of sound that goes out there and just make sure that, there's no clash, So, major thing is just keep the mind clear to the creativity of it.
Hmm. Okay, for a lot of people, they would have just like, where did this DJ Coublon come from? Like, all of a sudden, we're hearing DJ Coublon on every song. So, how long have you been producing?
Well, I've been producing since 2009. So I went professional in 2012. So that's when I decided to like take it up as a career and focus on it. So I think the first when I came to Lagos 2013 from Onitsha.
Opiweka.
Yes. So that's where I started my production career. So when I got to Lagos, I had to make music according to what the street wants. There's a huge difference between what the producer wants in the music and what other people want to listen to. So I had to differentiate that from what the industry requires from producers.
Okay, first time I was ever going to hear you, I think it was on a song with Suspect.
Suspect?
No, yeah, there was a song. You've never done a song with Suspect?
No.
Okay,
No.
fantastic. Nice one there.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, aside that, I'd like to ask what your production experience was with like Kiss Daniel, working with him, working with Techno, working with these artists to produce those monster hits.
Let me just ask the street version of that question.
Okay.
When you produced did you guys know that song was going to blow?
First of all, it wasn't in the slightest of ideas that song was going to blow. Major thing was we did our best. In the studio we just did it like we gave it our all. That's how we work. We put in like this is the last song we're gonna do, so that's how we work. When we recorded that song, shout out to Emperor Jeezy. He was the one who said, Kobe, this song the rest until every kid can sing it. And I'm like, well, that's like a power speech. So I said, well, let's go ahead. Let's make this dream come true. So well, I'm glad it became what it is.
Was that the first song you worked with Kiss Daniel on?
No. Yeah, that was the first song.
That was the first song you guys cranked up in the studio.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really amazing. Okay, so a lot of people don't know this, but you produce other forms of music, as in you're a versatile producer. I've heard different stuff you've done.
Yes.
So at what point did you zero in on this particular, I don't even know what it's called. What can you categorize the kind of beats that you made?
3x4,
That's
3x4
like
bounce.
Makossa.
That's the African sound. It's just the African sound because if you go to the church, that's the bounce that is in church. Even at cultural dances, that's the major bounce. So the thing is, before I made this sound, that type of bounce is signature in the industry today. People used to, when I used to make that sound, people used to tell me, it sounds churchy or it sounds too cultural, and I'm like, okay, all I just need to do is try to create that blend between what the new school wants and what the elderly people want. So when we successfully built that bridge with Woju, I'm sure.
Before the bridge, who were the artists you produced for?
I'd worked with I'm still on that record label. That's a triple MG.
Triple MG.
So worked Techno and I have worked then, but then we were trying to get the music right. So and there's so many artists that worked before Kistania. I think I had Likwauku with the yes, before I met Kistania.
So what's your typical studio experience like? Do you produce the song while the artist, is it a full production process where you do it together with the artist, or you produce a beat and the artist listens and
No, I
jumps
prefer to interact with the artist, because that way I can understand their own direction of music, because everyone has different ideas of music, like a fingerprint, you know. So you can't say, oh, I have this same guy's style of making music. No, it's different, you know. So for someone to have, in fact, for someone to say, oh, he wants to work with Coublon, you know, the thing is, I always try to distinguish their sounds from every other person that I've worked with. Understand? From every other person that I've worked with, to make sure that they have their own sound. Like when I after I worked with Kistania, we had Would You Lie Rabba before I worked with Techno, and then before I worked with Techno, people were like, if I'm going to work with Techno, it shouldn't in any way be close to what I've done with Kistania. So that's why when we did Duro and Wash, those sounds, they look like sounds that follow up each other, much more than what I'm working with Kistania for. So that's how I prefer to work with artists.
Okay, and I also want to point out that because of you, we have been gifted with the insanely talented guitarist that is Fioki. Yes. I'm sure he has been playing guitars on other songs, but you guys have a magic.
Yes.
Who discovered who? How did you guys start to work together?
Who discovered?
Well, I first met Fioki at a studio session in Ya's, a partner in Ya's studio. So, first I was like, this guy's an amazing guitarist. So I just prayed that one day we'll be able to work together, because then he played on Scapegoats by the Bunch, back in those days, and those songs were hit songs. And after that song, it was a pleasure for me to meet him personally. So I was like, so for me to meet, because the guitar that was played on those songs were, really supernatural. I was like, for a guitarist to have this melodious idea of making music is different. So until we started working on a couple of songs with Yaya, that's why we had Applaudissez by Yaya. And
that was magic.
Yes. And this Mama song on Yaya's Applaudissez album. So that's where we built our chemistry from. Then when we got to Would You, it was like the song was half done, and then I said, man, for this song to be complete, we need that guitarist. So, and it was not anywhere close. So I called him. I was like, man, Baba, please, if there's any way you can find yourself in the studio right now, beg. We just made one fire jam, it has to be here. So that's how he came along, and then played guitar on the song, and
the rest is history.
The rest is history, man.
Okay, we've been chatting with DJ Coublon. In case you're still wondering who that is, well, it's the monster producer behind Duro by Techno, Wash by Techno, Would You by Kistania,
a long list of
Lie
songs
by Kistania, Good Time. All those songs you absolutely love, and you're like, who did this? He probably is the one. Yes. You never know. Okay, yes. Thank you so much. We could go on and on. We could have you here all day. But you could still stay.
Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to play one of the songs that you produced, which is hot right now, Yemi Alade. But real quick before we play that song, what was it like working on this song with her?
Well, at first when I met Yemi's an amazing singer. She has this side of her that is really different. She has this authority when she sings. So at first it was like, man, for me to work, I want to work with Coublon. I need to give me a hit song, and I'm like, what direction do we go now? Is it, because in my head I was like, if we're going to give you a signature sound, it has to be something extremely different, something that works for a Yemi Alade brand. So and then I had to call. There's a friend of mine. He's a writer. His name is Clem. So I told him, man, I need a song for Yemi Alade that that fits the brand. So he said, okay, no problem. Just give me 2 days. I'm going to come up with something. So and myself, I don't work alone. I work like with a squad. To just give me my right results. Like if an artist needs a sound, the major thing is to give the artist the specific songs that can fit the person's brand. Why? Because he can be able to sustain it for a very long time. He can be able to represent that sound for a very long time and even build follow-ups from it. Problem with artists is when they have a hit song, they can't follow it up. So and by the time I arranged the song with Clem, then Yemi already said, I mean, this is it. This is what we are working with. And then myself, Fioki, Clem, herself, her manager were in the studio recording that song. And in fact, we spent the whole day, putting that material together.
Okay, so let's listen to the result.